Yes, I had a very beautiful divine experience at the age of 11. I had this golden being with whom I could communicate, and this golden being called himself as Prajapati. My parents, they are the founders of Oneness movement, Sri Amma and Sri Bhagwan. The Deeksha phenomenon is where I was able to transfer this divine sacred energies into another. In the Rig Vedas, our ancient sages and saints, 10,000 to 12,000 years ago, have documented their experience of this creation of this universe. The universe either contracts or expands. So right now we are in an expansive universe. The universe is still expanding.
So is there any mystic secret around Ekam? Something that, we cannot see as people, that some mysticism that's operating on its own. I was in school and I've been listening to how devotees who have been followers of Amma Bhagwan have experienced healing, miracles, awakening, such divine spiritual experiences. You are the only son of Amma Bhagwan.
Yes.
How did your perception to life change being born to Amma Bhagwan and experiencing all of this around you? Namaste, I'm Preetika Rao. Welcome to my spiritual podcast. Today I'm at Oneness, Ekam, World Center for Enlightenment. And today I'm joined by Mukti Guru Shri Krishnaji, co-creator of Ekam, for a wonderful, enlightening spiritual podcast. So stay tuned. Shri Krishnaji, thank you so much for giving me this honor to interview you. Also, I have to thank you for this lovely movement that you have created all across the world for awakening. And I want to tell my audience today about Ekam and about your journey. How did it all begin? I believe it began at the age of 11 when you had a divine encounter, and this energy that you encountered, it kind of made its presence feel through you to the people around you, especially the children, your schoolmates.
Yes.
And they started to experience some blissful states of consciousness. And their parents were curious, so they ended up visiting you and meeting you. So how did this all start, and what was this energy that connected with you?
Namaste, Preetika ji.
Namaste.
Lovely having you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
My honor.
Yes. Yes, I had a very beautiful divine experience at the age of 11, where in my heart I had this golden being with whom I could communicate. And this golden being called himself as Prajapati. And I had some nice, beautiful experiences with him. One can say mystical experiences. But then this golden being turned itself to be the Hiranya Garbha, the golden orb. And the Hiranya Garbha now, if you want to understand Hiranya Garbha, you need to read the Rig Vedas. It is called the cosmic womb, that is the source of creation. This Hiranyagarbha started to give me again experiences, and I had a very personal divine connection with the Hiranyagarbha. And my parents, they are the founders of Oneness movement, Sri Amma and Sri Bhagwan. And I used to study in my father's school. So this entire work began in that school, and my father then asked me a question. He said, now that you're having this divine communion in your heart, will you be able to transfer this? Can we try transferring this to someone else? And that is when, being an 11-year-old boy, I said, it's fine, I can do it. So that is when the Deeksha phenomenon is where I was able to transfer this divine sacred energies into another, started off. And this is now present across 100 nations with millions of Deeksha givers who give Deekshas for various different reasons. But one of the primary reasons for this Deeksha is for one to get in touch with the divine in their heart. So we call this as Antaryamin or personal divine. So let's say you are a believer in a particular God. You can awaken to that divine experience in your heart through this Deeksha. So that was the gift, and that is the gift I still have, and I continue to do Deekshas all around the world wherever I go, and I help people. Also through Deekshas healings happen, and also through Deekshas people experience transcendental mystical states. So that is what Deeksha does. But most importantly, Deeksha is, when I give Deeksha, it's the divine flowing through me, and the receiver who is receiving the Deeksha is receiving the divine within him or her. So that's the phenomenon, yes.
Amazing. I have been here at the Ekam Center since the last 2 days. Incredible experience with the meditation and the programs.
Yes.
And you definitely feel connected to a higher divine energy. I want to ask you about the Hiranya Garbha energy that you've consecrated
Yes.
at the Ekam temple.
Yes, yes.
What happens? What is the transformation that occurs to people when they walk into Ekam?
Yes. Ekam is designed for people to experience a very powerful connection with the divine. It is also designed for people to experience a deep sense of calm and connection. So, if you fundamentally see human beings, they're very disturbed within.
That is true.
Yes, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of struggle within, and constantly human beings are searching for some hope for a better relationship, hope for better family, hope for better finances, better jobs. So Ekam is actually designed where that can manifest for you. But all that starts off with a internal change and a connection with the divine. Now Hiranyagarbha is the consecrated object in the center of Ekam. What is Hiranyagarbha? Hiranyagarbha is, for me, it's a symbol of oneness. So in the Rig Vedas, our ancient sages and saints who lived in India 10,000 to 12,000 years ago have documented their experience of this creation of this universe. So they had this question within them, how did this creation come into existence? And they had this mystical transcendental experience where they saw this entire universe came into existence from a small tiny golden pea. And they named it the Hiranyagarbha. Hiranya means gold, Garbha means the womb. So cosmic womb.
Okay.
So this entire creation is from that cosmic womb. So now we see science calling this entire phenomena as a Big Bang theory,
Big
right?
Bang theory,
Where
yeah.
science tells us that this entire universe came into existence from a small tiny golden pea, and it exploded, and you see the universe today. So the theory is that the universe either contracts or expands. So right now we are in an expansive universe. The universe is still expanding. So everything that you see and don't see is part of the Hiranyagarbha. Everything, the birds, the trees, you, me, air, fire, earth, everything, consciousness, divine, all stars, the sun, the moon, everything is part of this Hiranyagarbha. So it is a symbol of oneness. It is to understand that we are all one. We all came from one source, and fundamentally we are one. And that's what even science today tells us. Quantum physics tells us that we are all actually one fabric of consciousness. So that's the beauty of Hiranyagarbha in center of Ekam, and it's the only place in the world where you can come and connect to Hiranyagarbha. And the beauty is when you are connecting to the Hiranyagarbha, you can connect to the divine that you believe in, because that's the divine that will manifest, because Hiranyagarbha represents everything. So there is nothing like you have to believe in a particular divine. Whatever you are comfortable with, whomever you have been praying to, you can comfortably connect to that divine by sitting in the presence of Hiranyagarbha, and that connection deepens, strengthens, and you have a very real experience of that divine.
That is so beautiful, and this is one of the very beautiful things that I experience whenever I, at most of the spiritual centers in India,
Yes.
that the focus is on spiritual upliftment.
Yes.
It's never like religion or follow this path.
Yes.
There is no rigidness.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's what I really love about spiritual centers here
Yes.
in India especially. So is there any mystic secret around Ekam, something that we cannot see as people, that some mysticism that's operating on its own?
See, for me, Ekam is just not a structure. It is actually a place which is very living. It is a structure which is having tremendous amount of, one can call it divine energies, mystical energies. That is why as you step into Ekam, you move into that space of calm, and you get that hope, yes, my life is going to change. Now, when I created Ekam, that was the intention behind creating Ekam, that when people step in, it becomes effortless for them. It's no more effort,
Okay.
that they're automatically transported to a different world. They're automatically transported to this place where they are connecting to themselves, they're connecting to the source, and they're able to have a great life. Now, how that happens is Ekam's energy changes your energy. So the architect who designed Ekam, he's just not an architect, but he's also a Vastu expert, and he was heading the research department in Aurobindo Ashram, and I worked very closely with him. I was 20 years old when I started to create Ekam, and Poddaji was, I think, 52 years old. So we joined together and we did this. So he brought in a lot of knowledge and wisdom from the sacred Indian scriptures. One of the most important things for Ekam is the ground it sits on. So there is a way to measure energies from Mother Earth, and when he started to measure the energy where Ekam is sitting on, the energy emitted from there, from the ground, is running into billions of units. They measure these energies through a Laker antenna. I think it's a German technology, and Poddaji was trained in measuring. So he can measure the earth's energy, he can measure the tree's energy, he can measure your energy. So
Wow,
yes.
okay.
So normally when he goes to a home or when he goes to some place and starts to measure, these units stop in somewhere in the range of 100 units or 1000 units, and the antenna stops to move. But when Poddaji came to select the land where Ekam is sitting, the Laker antenna did not stop moving. It moved and moved and moved, and he's like, I'm here for many minutes now and it's not stopping. So it's already touched billions of units. So he was telling me that in his vast experience, he has traveled all over the world in the context of his research. And he said something like this I only witnessed in South America. So
Okay.
this is probably the second or third site in my life where I'm seeing that the energy emission is just not stopping. And then of course there are a lot of other Vastu principles that have gone into making Ekam. And then after Ekam was built, he came again for measuring the energy, and the energy shot up into trillions of units. Like he just was there for 20-30 minutes and the Laker antenna didn't stop. So yes, Ekam has that power. Ekam has that powerful mystical energy in it, and as you walk in, you are transported and your life changes.
Amazing.
Yes.
So I want to also mention about Amma Bhagwan here.
Yes.
My own aunt has been telling me about Amma Bhagwan since ever I was in school, and I've been listening to
Yes.
how devotees who have been followers of Amma Bhagwan have experienced healing, miracles, awakening, such
Yes.
divine spiritual experiences. You are the only son
Yes.
of Amma Bhagwan.
Yes.
How was it? How did your perception to life change being born to Amma Bhagwan and experiencing all of this around you?
I think luckily for me, it started to happen at a very young age rather than, when I'm 30 or 40 years old. So the movement began when I was 11 years old. So I think to be in that flow from a very young age, I think was like part of life. It was not like a shocker.
Okay.
And I think my parents also made sure that it was not a shocker for me. It was all very normal for me. So I was part of the movement from a very young age, and the Deeksha phenomenon began from me. And I would definitely say that both my parents made sure that that my life is for people. They always used to say that it's very, very important to serve people, and that is where true joy is. True fulfillment and joy comes in serving. So being part of the spiritual lineage, part of that spiritual experience, part of the work growing, it has never been a shocker. It's rather been a very natural experience for me. I would say if I was not doing this, then probably it would have been a shocker. But it's been quite a natural experience, and I think I'm getting deeper and deeper into this, and this will be my life moving forward and will always be my life.
For people who are watching us from different parts of the world, who probably physically cannot walk in
Yes.
here and be here,
Yes.
how can they connect with you? Is there a way to experience the Deeksha phenomena, maybe online or through online
Yes,
programs?
absolutely, absolutely. We have online programs. There is a program called Manifest, which Shri Preetika does. It's a 12-month long journey, and each month it's for 3 hours. You can sit at your home and you can go through this journey, and you will receive a Deeksha from Shri Preetika. And if you're a Manifest member, you also receive a Deeksha from me, which is all online. So I do Deeksha initiations twice a year. I just did one a month ago, where we had, I think, more than 6,000-7,000 people participate from the world, all over the world. So yes, I do this continuously, and we do it in our programs, and you can happily get the initiation from your home.
I believe you have created a program for entrepreneurs and senior business leaders, organizations.
Yes.
What is that all about?
It's a program that's going to be a journey in creating enlightened leaders and enlightened achievers. Both Shri Preetika and I are focused on creating powerful, transformed leaders for this country. And that transformation now has to happen within. We are, of course, witnessing a lot of transformation outside through new systems, new technologies, so many new things are happening outside, but within us, we are still that same old human being.
Yes.
That needs to change. So we want to create this new human being within, and that new human being will be an enlightened achiever or an enlightened leader. So it's going to be a 5-day program, and it's going to be twice a year that I will be doing. It'll be 10 levels that I'll be taking people through a journey. And in this journey, you are going to learn to handle your challenges, learn to handle your problems without fear, without anger, without hurt. And you'll be also able to clearly differentiate problem and suffering. So right now when a problem is there or challenge is there, you know leaders tend to move into anxiety, stress, irritation and frustration. Now how do you handle those challenges without those states? How do you handle it from a beautiful state? How do you handle it from calmness? How do you handle it from total clarity, courage? So that is immense strength, and when that happens, your brain changes. Today science says the more beautiful your state, the more intelligent is your brain. So we definitely need, for challenges, a more intelligent response, which means the leaders have to learn to be in that calm state. So this program is going to give leaders that strength, that inner strength and that inner clarity, which will in turn transform their mind and their brain, and then make them handle these challenges effortlessly and move forward their businesses, grow their businesses, and always have that competitive edge over others to be very successful.
Incredible.
Yes. See, whenever I meet leaders, I tell them this. I meet leaders all over the world, and I tell them that for me there are two worlds. One is the outer world and the other is the inner world. Both coexist together. They run parallelly.
Right.
But the whole world is now focused just on the outer. They're really not focused on the inner world. But the true sense of power, the true sense of that fulfillment, achievement, all happens within you. So inner world also needs addressing. And if that inner world grows, if that inner world transforms, then amazingly the outer world starts to make more sense. It starts to be more joyful, So that's the journey I want to take all these leaders and everybody on, and we are going to call this program Oneness Achievers, so that ultimately they're able to be in that state of oneness and achieve what they want to achieve.
When will this program begin?
November this year.
November this year. Okay.
Yes.
Nice. And it's an online application?
No,
Okay.
you need to come here to this campus.
Okay.
And you need to be here with me for 5 days.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's also a part of the Deeksha program.
Yes, it's part. Deeksha will be part of the program.
Deeksha will be a part of the program.
But that program will be wisdom, meditations, and awakening your consciousness or awakening your state of being to access that universal intelligence which is present around us. See, for me, divine is intelligence, and this intelligence is present everywhere. And how do you access this intelligence? Everything is accessing intelligence, right? So how do you access it? You access this when your state changes. When your inner state becomes more beautiful, you are able to access this intelligence, be in connection with this intelligence, and use this intelligence for growth, for breakthroughs, for solving your problems and moving forward. So this program will be focused on that.
So there are a lot of people who have questions on karma and how karma operates. How many different layers does karma have, and how does karma really operate in people's lives?
See, the second you are conceived in your mother's womb, you are a karmic being, and that's why they call this bhumi as karma bhumi. So karma is a law for me, more like the law of gravity. So the law of gravity is universal for everyone. Whether you jump here or someone jumps in Alaska or someone jumps in China or New Zealand, you have to fall down. It's a universal law. It's applicable to everybody, irrespective of who you are, what you do. You cannot escape this law. In the same way, karma is a law that no one can escape. And karma is an energy that flows into your life, dependent upon the actions that you have performed in this lifetime, also the actions that you have performed in your previous lives. It's also an energy that's flowing into you, dependent upon the actions your parents have performed, your grandparents have performed. We call this as the soul circle, which is your parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, all of them. And it goes for 3-4 generations. So all those energies are flowing into you in this life, And then of course there is nation's karma, there is humanity's karma. One of the classical example that I give people is the bad karma that humanity experienced. Everyone experienced this COVID. You know, all of us were made to sit inside our homes. We had to wear masks. You know, we could not come out. So the entire world experienced COVID in the same way. So there was no discrimination at all. Everybody had to follow the rules. Everybody had to do things in a particular way, right from the leader of the nation to the person who is living in that country. Everybody. So no exceptions. So that's how karma works. So that's a classical example of humanity's karma. But at an individual level, your karma is manifesting as problems, as health issues, as relationship issues, as divorces, so many ways. Now, I strongly believe that you can beat this.
Okay.
Yeah, at least you can reduce your the impact of negative karma to a large extent. And the answer to that is in your state, is in your inner state of being.
Okay.
So, the more you can learn to live in a beautiful state and move towards enlightenment, then there is this massive hope of beating that negative karma to a large extent and actually creating good karma and having a great life. Because every one of us, we are here on this planet ultimately to live in that beautiful state. We go to our jobs to find happiness. We earn money to find happiness. We have children to find happiness. We get married to find happiness. We have friends to find happiness. So everything human beings are doing ultimately is to find the joy and happiness. But unfortunately, it's not happening.
That's
so
true.
The answer is definitely not in the outside. The answer is inside you. It's within you. So when you can awaken to that, and when you realize that I am here on this planet, ultimately to find that fulfillment, that peace and joy, and I want to take the journey, in finding that. When you have made the choice and made the decision, then strangely these karmas change, because now you have discovered your ultimate purpose on this planet, and then you are moving in the direction of transformation. You are moving in the direction of change, and then somehow strangely this negative karma that had to impact you in a massive way doesn't impact you in such a massive way, and you start creating positive karmas. So it's a law, but one can say you can navigate this law very beautifully as you learn to navigate your inner state.
Shri Krishnaji, one question here. A lot of us, because I also do astrology podcasts, so a lot of us suffer because of Pitru Dosh, because of probably the bad karmas that our ancestors did knowingly or unknowingly. We also suffer because of Vastu Dosh.
Yes.
The land, the Vastu is separate, it's the house, but sometimes the land is so negative and we are blissfully unaware that we're living on a land which is so negative. And it starts affecting people, it starts affecting their relationship, their health.
Yes.
And then sometimes, it's the matter of even finding the right person to guide you, how to find the right person,
Yes.
what kind of pujas have to be done.
Yes.
Sometimes we are also misguided. So is there a way to overcome all of this without getting into very technical things like pujas or havans or something like that?
See, pujas, havans, all these are very important. They do help you, and I would say this is science from our great ancestors. So fire is this powerful element which definitely has the power to clear negative energies. So homas, ceremonies, all are good. But as you said, finding the right homa for you, finding the right person who can do the homa for you, who can do the vastu correction for you, all these are challenges in this complex world. And but these energies are true. The vastu energies, the homa energies, the ceremony energies, all these do help. But in my, meeting people, talking to people, I see that though they have done the vastu corrections, though they have done the homas, the ceremonies, their problems are still never ending, and the suffering and pain is still never ending. So I would say that these problems and challenges are part of life in this complex world. And one of the ways I will more focus on how to solve them and how not to get beaten up by them and be bogged down by them, but rather solve and keep moving forward in life. For that you need a strong inner state. So ultimately I tell people do all this, but all these are again external. Whatever you're doing again is external. also there is a powerful inner solution, and that inner solution is to live in that beautiful state. So work on your state. That's very, very important. And strangely, when you work on your state and when you are moving to that beautiful state, then all these energies have a very different impact on your life. Somehow they're enhanced at 100 times more, you know. The impact of these energies are far more powerful. So you should do your rituals from a beautiful state. You should do your havan from a beautiful state. You should correct your vastu energies from a beautiful state, and learn to handle these problems and challenges from a beautiful inner state. If you can do that, then definitely, the impact of negative karma can be reduced to a large extent, can be minimized, not zero, but I would say if the impact is supposed to be 100%, definitely it can be brought down by at least 80%.
So all these programs that you have created, like the Soul Sync,
Yes.
all of them will help to elevate us, our consciousness?
Yes. Soul Sync is a meditation that Shri Preetika ji has created, and it's a meditation daily practice that one has to do. We are also a lot into science, so we have studied that brain actually has to change for you to have this powerful states and the beautiful experience of life. So brain has different brain modes, one can call it, starting from beta, high beta, then you have alpha, then you have theta, delta, low gamma, high gamma. So this is what the scientists have now discovered. But most of the time human beings are living in beta and high beta, which means your brain is pulsating roughly between 14 to 30 cycles per second in beta and 30 to 49 cycles per second in high beta. So that means you're very worried, you're very stressed because there's no focus, there's no concentration, memory power is less. So the brain has to change. So what Soul Sync does is it changes your brain from beta, high beta to alpha. So when your brain moves to alpha mode, your brain is now pulsating between 7 to 13 cycles per second, which means you're calmed down, you become more focused, your concentration levels have increased, your memory has increased, everything has changed. So Soul Sync meditation is that scientific meditation that changes your brain actually. So I give this meditation to all human beings, and specifically to youngsters who are going to school, colleges, and who are into sports, because they need that attention and that focus. So, and we see remarkable results. There was this young guy who is now playing for Karnataka, he's a cricket player. And he came to me and he was not able to score more than 30 runs or 40 runs. And he said, Krishnaji, what should I do? So I said, do the Soul Sync meditation. So he went back, did the Soul Sync meditation, and next day he scored 120 or 130 runs. And he sent a message saying, thank you so much, because he was able to be calm when he was batting. So it actually changes your brain. So it'll be wonderful if people can do this. It's only 12 minutes a day. Best is to do it twice a day, once after you wake up and before you go to your bed.
Okay.
Otherwise, at least once a day minimum, and it changes your brain.
So I'm here at the Abundance Festival,
Yes,
and there are
yes.
people from all over the world.
Yes,
It's so beautiful.
yes.
I want you to also tell tell my viewers about this Abundance
Yes,
Festival, how
yes.
they be a part of it
Yes.
from all over the world.
Yes.
And it's thrice a year, right?
It's 3 times a year, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So Oneness Abundance Festival is a 3-dimensional journey, and the festival is totally focused on wealth creation. See, whether we all like it or not, the truth is every one of us want wealth. Everybody is seeking for more money, more bigger bank balance, more savings, and everybody wants to have a great life. They want to enjoy life, go out for holidays, travel, eat, and for all this, we need wealth. So Shri Preetika and I created this festival for that purpose, because when we meet a lot of people personally, their desires they share is, we want more wealth, we want a better home, we want a better car. So we discovered that, we said, let's do an abundance festival that will help make this happen. So the way we do it is, it's a very unique festival, because here you are given the gifts of abundance, but at the same time you are taken on a path where your samskaras are cleansed. So samskaras are traits that you acquired during this lifetime, and traits that are flowing from previous life, and also traits that you acquired from your parents when you were conceived and as you grow up. So for example, let's say you were bullied in your school. Now you could have forgotten about that bullying, but you could have become a person who has lost confidence. You could become a person who is unable to make decisions, unable to be in a group, unable to talk, unable to come on stage and present anything, because you were bullied. And that bullying has had a deep hurt or deep injury in your heart, and you're not still healed. So that pain is there in your consciousness. And that act of bullying, that incident, can manifest itself in various different forms as you're going to a job, as you're starting your business, as you're getting married, you know. So it can be a very painful journey. So it's called a samskara. So you have to become free of this samskara in turn to really achieve great things in life. So we go into 15 different samskaras, and we also give 15 different abundance gifts to you. So relationship is a gift, wealth is a gift, health is a gift. Like that, we go into 15 different aspects of life, and they are given as gifts to you in Ekam, because Ekam has that power. And Shri Preetika and I are present there, and we make sure that you go through a particular process so that you receive these gifts, and when you go out in the world, you are able to actually have these gifts in your life. So that's the Abundance Festival. It is totally focused on wealth creation, and it is totally focused on you having a great life externally.
And how many days is this course?
6 days.
6 days.
6
okay.
days.
So you have to be here for 6 days.
Yes.
If you're outside, out of India, you should make your plan accordingly.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this
Oh,
wonderful
yes.
interview. And you have created this beautiful center. I really want people to be a part of it. Especially from what I have experienced, this is a very perfect place for people from different countries who are curious about, India, being connected spiritually, gaining spirituality through this
Yes.
country. I think it's a beautiful center you have created. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming here. It was wonderful talking to you, and you should come to one of our programs.
I definitely will. I definitely
Yes,
will.
yes.
I'm honored. Thank you so
Oh, yes.
much.
Wonderful seeing you. Namaste.
Namaste.